What's up, YouTube, and welcome back to my channel. And in today's video, I'm going to give my prediction for the Big Ten matchup between the Michigan Wolverines versus the Purdue Boilermakers. And if you haven't, please like, share, subscribe to my channel. And by doing so, it greatly helps out my channel and it helps me grow as a content creator. We got another matchup, guys. You got the Michigan Wolverines going to back-to-back SEC championship matchups, and you got them going against the Purdue Boilermakers. And I got the stats for the game. We'll just give you a background about each team and what each team brings to the table. First, I'm going to start with Michigan's quarterback, J.J. McCarthy. This is the guy that won the quarterback battle early on in the season. He was going against Cade McNamara, and he won the job. And so far, he's done a phenomenal job for Michigan. He's thrown for 2,215 yards with 17 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Like I said, done a phenomenal job for the offense, and definitely a team leader. And he has a lot of weapons around him, guys. And he got a guy in Blake Corum. This is one of the best running backs in the country. He didn't get too much playing time last game, but he's very, very elite. He has 1,463 yards for 18 touchdowns. Just a beast of a player, man. And this Michigan team has so many good players. And we'll just read off some stats for the other guys that's on the team. Now, Michigan, not only do they have Blake Corum, but they also have Donovan Edwards. This is a guy that greatly stepped up in his last matchup against Ohio State. He had a great game on the ground. So far, he has 687 yards on the ground. That's a 7.5 yard average on the ground running the ball. So this guy is a beast of a player too. Like I said, Blake Corum didn't even really play last game, and this guy stepped up. So Michigan has a two-headed monster at running back, and it's going to be hard for Purdue to be able to stop this run game that Michigan has. And like I said, with J.J. McCarthy passing, he has a 65.3 completion percentage. He played the game of his life last game. He looked really, really good. I thought C.J. Stroud was going to be the guy to show out, but J.J. McCartney had a great game, and like I said, he had 17 touchdowns on the season and 2 interceptions. So this guy is really, really good, and this Michigan team is humming on offense right now. And of course, Michigan has Junior Colson at linebacker. He has 80 tackles so far, and they have Rod Moore, who has 3 interceptions. So not only do they have that offense, but they have a really, really good defense as well. And I'm going to read off some stats later on to show you how good their defense is. Now, on the other hand, they're playing against the Boilermakers, Purdue. Purdue has Aiden O'Connell, and he's thrown for 3,124 yards this season with 22 touchdowns and 11 interceptions. So this is a guy, like I said, probably want to clean up, the interception, the turnovers that he thrown, but he's put up a lot of yardage. And they have Devin McAbee at running back, and he has 849 yards for 8 touchdowns. Really, really good guy offensively for Purdue. And we'll just read off, the other guys that they have on the offense. They also have Dylan Downing, and he has 337, but clearly Donovan McAbee is the guy, the leading guy. He has 8 touchdowns on the season. And Dylan Downing, he only has 4. But Purdue, they have a lot of, they have a good running back team, to back them up with O'Connell. And also at wide receiver, they have Charlie Jones, and this guy has 1,199 yards receiving. So Purdue has some players on their side as well. Like I said, Charlie Jones. They have Payne Thurman, a tight end. He has 550 yards receiving. He's the second leading receiver behind Charlie Jones. So they definitely have guys, to play in this matchup. Purdue, if I'm not mistaken, they have 4 losses on the season. I think they lost to Penn State early on in the season. And then they lost to Syracuse. And they lost to Wisconsin and Iowa. Like I said, Wisconsin just hired their new head coach, Luke Fickell. So, like I said, Wisconsin was having a down year, anyway. And then Iowa, a team that doesn't really have an offense. You know, they're really good defensively, but they completely shut down Purdue, you know, in that matchup, you know, 24-3. So it's going to be interesting going against this Michigan team that's humming right now. Michigan team that's 12-0. You know, like I said, coming to this matchup on a high horse, you know, beating Ohio State, you know, so it's definitely going to be a good matchup. At wide receiver, like I said, Charlie Jones, Purdue, you know, for Purdue. But Michigan has a great wide receiver as well. Great guy with great hands. Very, very dependable in Ronnie Bell. And he has 687 yards receiving. And I know they got another guy. Let me see that I was watching. Yeah, Cornelius Johnson. He has 460 yards. So, like I said, two teams got great players. But Michigan's coming off a great win against Ohio State. And I know they're looking to get in the playoffs, you know, and it's a lot riding on this game for Michigan. Now, points per game, Purdue is averaging 28.6 points per game. Michigan is averaging 39.8. So Michigan is averaging right at 40 points a game. That's really, really good, you know, for this Michigan team. Last year, they started off good offensively, but when they got in the playoffs, they completely got dominated by Georgia. And, you know, Michigan, for the last couple of seasons from what I've been seeing, you know, they was lacking on offense. But this year, that's not a problem. They're able to put up 40 points per game and to go along with their defense that they have. So Michigan is really, really good this season. Purdue is points allowed. They're allowing 23 points per game. Michigan is only allowing 12.7. So Michigan has the advantage both offensively and defensively. But Purdue is going to be tasked with, you know, trying to compete with Michigan right now. Total yardage, Purdue is averaging 406 yards per game. Michigan is averaging 459. So, like I said, advantage goes to Michigan. If you were to break down Purdue's total yardage, that's 280 through the air and 125 on the ground. You probably would want to get that rushing game up, you know, for Purdue. Like I said, anywhere around the 150 to 160 range, in my opinion, is good yardage per game. It's going to be hard doing against this stout, you know, Michigan defense that they have, great rush defense that they have. If you were to break down Michigan's total yardage, they're averaging 214 through the air and 244 on the ground. Like I said, balanced attack, but that running game for Michigan is really, really good. And Purdue, it's going to be hard, you know, to stop this run game for Michigan. Yards allowed, Purdue is allowing 347.1. Michigan is only allowing 262. So, like I said, clear advantage with Michigan. If you were to break down Purdue's, you know, allowed yardage, they're allowing 218 through the air, and they're allowing 128 on the ground. So they're not letting people get too far with the run, you know, the run game. And like I said, they're gonna be tasked with this Michigan rushing attack. If you were to break down Michigan's, they're only allowing 177 passing yards to opponents, but they're only allowing 84 yards on the ground. So, like I said, this Michigan defense is really, really good. Purdue has their hand full with this Michigan team. I'm looking at, you know, the losses. Like I said, Purdue lost to Penn State, Syracuse, Wisconsin, Iowa. They did beat a good Illinois team, though. I think they was ranked 21 at the time. They beat them 31-24, so it was a close matchup. They beat a bad Northwestern team, 17-9. You would think they would want to put up more points against Northwestern. But then they beat Indiana at Indiana 30-16. So they clearly won the West Division in the Big Ten. And like I said, they're going against Michigan. They're going to take a crack at them, you know. Anything's possible. Michigan, you know, undefeated all season, beat their rival Michigan State 29-7, beat Rutgers 52-17, beat Nebraska 34-3. Like I said, beating teams they're supposed to beat. Kind of struggle with Illinois though. Like I said, that same Illinois team that Purdue beat as well, but you know Purdue beat them better. You know, on the stat sheet, you know they went to Illinois and beat them. You know, 31-24. Purdue. And Michigan struggled with Illinois, you know. They only beat them by 2 points, but nevertheless, they was able to get the victory. And then, of course, they definitely stepped it up against Ohio State. The game was close all the way to the end of the game. Ohio State was doing really well defensively, but Michigan was able just to get out, jump out and score late in the game. And it looks like a blowout, the way they did it. And but for the most part, Michigan did dominate, Ohio State's game, run game. Ohio State wasn't able to run the ball effectively like they would want to. And it didn't count in the end, I thought Ohio State was going to win that game, but Michigan definitely stepped up and they buckled down and holding a very, very good offensive team, Ohio State, to 23 points. So like I said, their defense, in conjunction with Michigan's offense is really, really good. And Michigan is deservingly so one of the best teams in the country. I'm looking at the point spread for the game is 16, minus 16 for Michigan. I'm going to be honest, I definitely see them winning this game. I don't think Purdue has the firepower to keep up with this Michigan team. And I think Michigan is going to be able to have a good day run the ball. Like I said, Purdue is allowing 128 on the ground. That's getting too close to the sweet spot range, in my opinion, for any team's running attack. You giving up 128 to smaller, not smaller teams, but teams that, don't have the talent as Michigan. Like I said, losing to Iowa, losing to Wisconsin, teams like that. Michigan is on another level. They're on a roll right now. They're undefeated. If Blake Corn can get healthy, and along with Donovan Edwards, this game can get out of hand early. And then you got J.J. McCarthy playing at a high level right now. So if I had to give a prediction for the game, like I said, 16. They got 16 and a half for Michigan. I could definitely see them winning, I want to say 35 to, I say 35 to 17. 35 to 17. I think, well, no, I take that back. I can definitely see it 35 to 10. 35 to 10. I think Michigan's defense is humming right now. I don't think, Purdue will be able to put up some points on Michigan, man. Like I said, they're playing good, defensively. Offensively, like I said, the run game is going to be too much for Purdue. And I think Michigan just wins comfortably and gets into the playoffs, But that's my opinion. I could be wrong. Maybe Purdue puts up more points, but I got it 35 to 10. But what do you guys think? Leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. And then once again, guys, if you haven't, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And I'll definitely be back with more college football content. Thanks, guys, and roll tide.